Get up, man.
Yeah, that's 911. This is Carla. Where's your emergency?
Hi, this is an off-duty officer. I need EMS. I'm in number.
What's your address? Do you need police as well or just EMS?
Yes, I need both.
Okay, what's the address?
I'm at apartment number 1478. I'm in 1478.
And what's the address there?
It's 1210 South Lamar, 1478. Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm an off-duty officer. I thought it was in my apartment, and I shot a guy thinking it was my apartment.
You shot someone?
Yes, I thought it was my apartment. I'm fucked. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Okay, and where are you at right now?
I'm in. What do you mean? I'm inside the apartment with him. Hey, come on.
What's your name?
I'm Amber Guyger. I need to get me. I'm in.
Okay, we have help on the way.
I know, but I'm gonna lose my job. I thought it was my apartment.
Okay, and
hey, man.
Hold on.
Fuck.
Okay, stay with me, okay?
I am. I'm gonna need supervisor.
We have help.
Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Come on. Oh, fuck. I thought it was my apartment.
I understand. We have help on the way. Okay?
Hurry, please.
They're on their way.
I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment. I could have sworn I parked on the third floor.
Okay, I understand.
No. I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment.
And what's the gate code there?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
I need them. I thought it was my apartment.
They're trying to get in there. We have an officer there. You don't know the gate code?
No. I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment.
Okay, and what floor are you in right now?
The fourth floor. Fourth. Hey, bud. They're coming, bud. I'm sorry, man.
Okay, where was he shot?
He's on the top left.
Okay, you're with Dallas PD, right?
Yes. Oh my God, I'm done. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. Hey, bud.
They're trying to get there to you, okay?
I know. Stay with me, bud. Holy fuck.
Okay, they're almost there. They're already there. They're trying to get to you.
Holy fuck. I thought it was my apartment. Holy fuck. I thought it was my apartment. Oh my God. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. Fuck. my God.
Okay, they're trying to get there to you. Do you hear them? Do you see them?
No. No. How the fuck did I took it? How did I use this for? I'm just tired. Hurry. Over here.
Okay, go ahead and talk to them.
No, it's me. I'm off duty. I thought they were in my apartment. I thought this was my floor.
This calls Amber Guyger.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. Please make yourself comfortable.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
We've heard some testimony from Officer Rivera. At some point in time after you became partners, did that develop into a sexual relationship?
Yes, it did.
Did people know about that?
No, not many.
Did you not want people to know?
I did not.
Why?
I was embarrassed because he was married.
And as far as the sexual relationship, is that something you engaged in, sex with Martin Rivera on a daily basis or an oftentimes?
It wasn't that often.
How often would you say it?
Maybe once a month.
Okay. Did y'all start texting each other, sending each other sexually explicit photographs, that sort of thing?
Yes, we did.
Did that become a routine habit between the two of you?
Yes.
How long did that part of the relationship, the sexual relationship, last?
A year at the most.
And why did that part of the relationship come to an end?
I knew it was morally wrong. I didn't want to hurt anybody, and I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere.
Okay. Did you remain close to Martin Rivera?
Yes, we did.
Did you continue these sexual flirtations, texts, photographs?
I did.
Talk to you a little bit about your routine when you were living at the Southside Flats, okay? What time would you usually go to bed?
Around midnight.
And what was your work schedule? What days would you usually work?
I worked Monday through Friday, 8 to 4.
Okay. Did you also work a part-time job?
Yes, I did.
And when was that?
That was Sunday mornings, and it was at First Baptist Church, and that would be from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Okay. Did you do that every Sunday?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what would be your usual day off then?
Just Saturday.
You could have had Sunday off, but you chose to work an extra job.
Yes, sir.
Did your duties as a CRT officer in that team, did you sometimes work overtime?
Yes, we did.
That wasn't unusual?
No, sir. I would leave and lock my door.
That was your normal routine?
Yes, sir.
Would you make sure the door was locked?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever have any trouble locking the door?
There were times when you do have trouble locking the door.
What type of trouble?
You would put the key in, and even though you would turn it, it wouldn't lock all the way. And you would have to pull the door and work with it to make the deadbolt go into the key.
On that day when you left it, was it your normal routine to make sure that door was locked?
Yes, sir.
Or was it locked then?
Yes, sir.
Do you leave your lights on or off?
I turn them off.
How about your TV? Do you leave that on or off?
Off.
Did y'all often have these types of conversations?
Yes, sir.
Would you usually call him or would he call you?
He would call me.
And what generally would he be doing when he called?
Usually he would just be leaving the gym or a store.
Okay. And y'all just have casual conversations?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you call him often?
No, I did not.
Why not?
I knew it was wrong, and I never knew where he was at, so he always called me.
He's married?
Yes.
All right.
I had a gate opener to get in, but...
But you were on the phone with Mark Rivera when you drove in.
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury where you went in your truck.
I went up to the 3rd floor to park my truck.
Okay. You now know you weren't on the 3rd floor,
Yes,
but you believe you were.
I believed I was.
When you're going home, you always have this equipment in your left hand or left arm. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So how do you operate the key into the door?
I just put it into the keyhole, turn it left, and then I would open the door handle or pull the door handle down and just push the door open.
All with your right hand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have to put the key in, get it to unlock,
Yes.
and then use the handle.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And all the time you're holding your equipment. Is that right?
Yes.
You told us about how you normally open that door. But it didn't happen that way, did it, that day?
No.
Okay. I want to go through a few things that happened at that door and in that room with you now, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now push. Amber, I'm going to need you to step in. Okay. I want you to stand right here. Okay. First of all, when you were walking down that hall, I want you to show the jury how you carry this equipment, okay?
Your Honor, could you take a break?
No, keep going. I want to tell you that.
Johnson, please retire.
All right. As I put the key into the lock, I see that it's cracked open, and at the same time, I'm hearing this moving around. But me putting the key fob into the lock is pushing the door open, and everything's happening all at once.
Okay, let me ask you that. We're breaking this down, but how fast can you tell the jury this is happening?
Less than 2 seconds. The motions of me doing all this is less than 2 seconds. Whenever I fully opened the door, I saw this silhouette figure standing in the back middle of the apartment by the window.
You're saying figure?
Yes.
Okay. As you were opening, and how did the door get fully open?
I used my left arm to fully open it. And at that time, that's whenever I'm drawing my service weapon out.
Thank you.
Around here.
Sustained.
Pulled my gun out, and I yelled at him. It's like, let me see your hands, let me see your hands.
What was the figure doing?
It moving around. Yes, sir.
And the figure was moving around as you described?
Yes, I have my gun pointed, and I'm saying, let me see your hands, let me see your hands.
What were you focused on?
Him.
Just him?
Yes.
And then he began coming towards you?
Yes.
And as he became coming toward you, that's when you heard him speak?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do that now, all right?
Yes, sir.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
And that's at that point whenever I shot.
Somewhere in this area.
Yes, sir.
When you shot, what happened?
He fell down.
Go ahead and take this. When you saw him coming towards you, what was going through your mind?
I thought that he was coming after me. Since I couldn't see his hands, he was going to kill me.
Did you hear anything as he was walking towards you?
There was a loud yell. He was yelling, hey, 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 in an aggressive voice. As I was getting close, that's when it started hitting me that this guy, I have no idea who he is. And that's when everything it started to spin. I was confused, and that's when I dialed 911.
Okay. Where were you when you started to dial 911?
I was kneeling down next to him.
Do you know what had happened or starting to process what happened when you knelt down next to him?
Yes, I started. I knew I had shot him. I wasn't sure where he was hit on his body. I started doing some compressions with my left hand.
What were you doing with your right hand?
I was on the phone with 911.
Is that when we first hear the 911 when the operator picks up?
Yes, sir.
What was going through your mind with Botham Jean laying there next to you?
That I shot an innocent man he didn't deserve. I was in my apartment.
When you fired that shot, where did you think you were?
Inside my apartment.
Amber, when you pulled your weapon at night and you fired, why did you fire?
Okay. So I was scared. I was scared this person in the apartment was gonna hurt me. And I'm so sorry.
I can't understand.
I'm sorry.
How do you feel what you did to Mr. Jean?
I feel like a terrible person. I feel like a piece of crap. I hate that I have to live with this every single day of my life. And I ask God for forgiveness, and I hate myself every single day. I feel like I don't deserve the chance to be with my family and friends. I wish he was the one with the gun that killed me. I never wanted to take an innocent person's life.
Does that refresh your recollection of what was happening just outside your door?
No.
That's them carrying the dying body of Botham Jean right past the car. Isn't that the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what made you get in the car was them bringing the body down and walking right past you. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then I'm going to watch it one more time. Mr. Jean is lying on a stretcher being carried by paramedics, right?
Yes, sir.
You can see what you've done. The second he's passed, what do you go do again?
I looked at my phone because I didn't want to see his body.
Looks like you're starting to text somebody again, right?
I looked down at my phone. I don't know what I was doing. It's hard.
Do you see your thumbs moving like you're scrolling
Yes, I do.
around?
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Ms. Guyger, you also expressed to the jury that one of the reasons why you deleted all those texts and put them from that particular evening was because you felt ashamed about your relationship with Martin Rivera. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
But starting on September the 8th again, even though with all the texts that you deleted before that, on September the 8th, you're again sending flirtatious messages with him, sexually oriented messages back and forth with Martin Rivera again, and y'all are talking about getting drunk. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, how long does this remorse on your part of this feeling about that what you've been doing is wrong, how long did that last? A day or two?
It's lasted every day.
So as this family is thinking about having to bury their son and their brother, 2 days after the event, you are already going back to talking about getting drunk and doing sexual things with Martin Rivera.
Yes, I did.
You didn't express one time that you shot him because he was coming at you.
I did not on the phone.
Sorry?
I did not over the phone.
You did not express one time that he was armed.
I did not.
You didn't say one time that he put you in fear.
I did not.
Also, when officers Blair and Lee arrived and came in, you met them in the hallway.
Yes, I could. Yes, I did.
You also told them that you shot a person thinking that this person was in your apartment?
I did tell him that.
You didn't say one time, I thought he was armed, did you?
I did not.
You didn't say one time he was coming at me, did you?
I did not.
And he was still alive, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
At 10:03 p.m. and at 10:02 p.m., you sent messages, text messages to Martin Rivera.
Yes, I did.
Text messages that would have required you to have put the phone in a place where you can see it, and you used your fingers to write out the words, "I need you, hurry, ... right?
I don't remember how many hands I used.
But you texted Mr. Rivera using your hands,
Yes, I did.
and as you were doing that, you were unable to give Mr. Jean your full attention, the attention that he deserved.
Yes, I did.
And then you made the choice to do that a second time, isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
All right, so at both of those times, you put your needs and your wants over his.
I still cared about him.
Did you put your needs and your wants over him when you decided to do that?
No, sir.
All right. And then you went out into the hall. You left him alone.
When I heard the officers coming, I stepped outside.
So you decided to do something other than continue to give Mr. Jean life-saving measures.
I wanted somebody there fast to get him
You're not
help.
going to answer my questions, are you?
Yes, sir, I am.
And so then you said you saw him walking.
Yes.
Or coming towards you.
Yes.
Okay, and then you said that at about here, from here to where you were at the door, that's when you decided to shoot twice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's called a double tap, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you were intending?
Yes, sir.
That's your training, isn't it?
It's what we're trained to do.
It's training. Double tap maximizes the lethality of your shooting, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's better than one shot to the heart.
I just did what I was trained to do.
Because you resort to training, right?
Yes, I do.
You rely on your training.
Yes, sir.
It aids you.
Yes, sir.
And in crisis, you resort to your training.
Yes, sir.
So you knew when you were shooting that gun that you were using deadly force against Mr. Jean.
Yes, it was a threat at the time.
Ma'am, will you answer my questions, please?
Yes, sir.
When you shot at Mr. Jean, you knew you were using deadly force against him.
Yes.
You know what a bullet can do, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And when you shot at him twice, you intended to kill him.
Yes, sir.
All right. So all this stuff about it being a sad mistake, at the moment in time when rubber meets the road, when you pulled that trigger, you intended to kill Mr. Jean.
He was the threat. Yes, sir.
Will you answer my question? When you aimed and pulled the trigger at Mr. Jean, shooting him in center mass exactly where you are trained, you intended to kill Mr. Jean.
I did.
As a police officer, when it really matters, how do you give a loud verbal command?
In an authoritative and clear voice.
You would have said, "Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands!" Right?
It would be a loud voice.
That's
Yes.
right. Not like you showed them earlier today. You would have been almost screaming that at him, wouldn't you?
I didn't scream it.
All right. But you're saying that that happened at the threshold of the door with the door open, right?
Yes, sir.
So you're actually partially in the hallway.
Yes, I guess you can say that.
From the door, you've testified that you could see Mr. Jean doing a side-to-side motion.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you've testified on this cross-examination that you watched that for, I think you said 2 or 3 seconds.
Yes, it was. I think it was.
Okay. I'm not going to hold you to that, approximately 2 to 3 seconds. Right?
Yes, sir.
In that 2 to 3 seconds, let's just watch it. 1, 2, 3. In that 2 to 3 seconds, you could have done that too, couldn't you have?
I
You
could.
could have done that as well, couldn't you have?
Do what?
You could have backed away and let that door shut on its own.
I could have.
You could have done that.
Yes, sir.
You chose not to do that.
No, sir.
Instead, you chose to pull your gun, to level it off and shoot at Mr. Jean.
I did do
That
that.
was your choice.
It was my choice.
Even though you could have backed off at least twice now to a position where you would have been more safe and he would have been alive.
I could have. I don't remember ever sending it, but I did. Obviously, I did send it.
Okay. And when asked about how you felt about the Southside Flats, your response to him, again on August the 21st, was, "I'm liking it." Right?
I did.
And then you said few homeless here and there and a lot of hippies smoking weed.
Yes, I did send that.
All right. You didn't say anything in there about the rank crime and all this other stuff that has caused you to be so concerned, right?
I did not.
And Chamberlain, he's a police officer, isn't he?
She is.
She is. I apologize. She's a police officer, right?
Yes, sir.
So to a fellow officer, you're not gonna hold back. Is that right?
I mean, I can't say I would or wouldn't.
Well, that's what you said, though.
I did say that.
Some people smoking weed, but you're liking it. So did you look at the bullet wound?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you knew he was injured with a bullet, right?
Yes, I did.
And a person bleeds when they're injured with a bullet, correct?
Yes, they do.
Is there a reason why you didn't use this stuff right here, which is designed to control traumatic bleeding?
It never crossed my mind.
It didn't even cross your mind?
No, sir.
Even though he's bleeding in front of you?
No.
And this is inches from you?
It did not cross my
It
mind.
never crossed your mind to use this?
No, sir.
This is the first aid kit that's also included in there, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've got more of that exact same stuff in here. Hemostat gauze dressing for bleeding control.
Yes, sir.
That's also unopened, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, other than, I'm trying to understand this, other than with just one hand periodically with interruptions doing some compressions, did you really do anything else to try and help Mr. Jean?
The sternum rub.
The volume that you used when we demonstrated, is that the volume you used?
That he used?
That
Or-
you used?
that yes, sir. It was clear and like precise.
You've heard the state's allegation that you're just lying about that you said no.
I did. But
You did?
I know I said I know what I did and what I said that night. And I did say, let me see your hands, let me see your hands.
Was he sitting on the couch at all?
No, never saw him sitting on the couch.
Was he moving? Was he just standing? What was he doing when you fired the shot?
He was just moving, advanced towards me whenever I shot the first two shots where he ended up falling down.
And why did you shoot?
Because I was scared that he was going to come at me and kill me.
That was your reason?
Yes, sir. I was scared, and I thought he was advancing towards me. He had a weapon.
Can I give her a hug, please?
Compassion, grace.
Yes.
Whatever you call it, in a hushed courtroom in Texas tonight, we witnessed it. 18-year-old Botham Jean forgiving Amber Guyger, his brother's killer.
If you truly are sorry, I know I can speak for myself. I forgive you. I know if you go to God and ask Him, He will forgive you. I don't even want you to go to jail. I want the best for you. Because I know that's exactly what both of them would want you to do.
This unlikely ending, perhaps the biggest surprise in a case that captivated the nation for more than a year. Guyger, the former Dallas police officer, convicted of murdering 26-year-old Botham Jean in his own home.
When Brant Jean hugged her, a lot of emotion poured out of her. I think the healing process hopefully is starting to occur in her now.
That young man is 18 and he is a leader, and he should guide us in healing.
It's a rare act, easy to preach, hard to live. A grace we've seen before. In Pennsylvania, after a gunman stormed an Amish schoolhouse and shot 10 schoolgirls, killing 5.
What happened today in the West Nickel Mines Amish school in rural Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, has horrified the country.
Hours later, members of the community visiting his wife to forgive. That shooting at a Charleston church, a racist rage met with redemption from the victims' families.
I will never be able to hold her again, but I forgive you. We have no room for hate, so we have to forgive.
And again today.
It has truly been an emotional day today, and really an emotional time all throughout.
Our Marcus Moore has been covering this case since the beginning.
You were in the courtroom. What was the reaction?
The judge did something I've never seen in 20 years plus of covering courts. She left the courtroom and returned with a little book. And then she started reading Bible passages and mentioning Bible verses. She said to Amber Guyger, I'm giving you my copy of the Bible to take into prison with you so that you can study it. And she said to her, you haven't done so much that you can't be forgiven. You did something bad, and in one moment in time, what you do now matters more.
Moments before, the jury that convicted Guyger of murder handed up their sentence after less than 2 hours of deliberation.
10 years imprisonment in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Far less than the possible life behind bars the former officer faced. Guyger's mother pleading for leniency earlier in the day.
She wanted to take his place.
Guyger facing additional scrutiny at sentencing after prosecutors introduced jurors to 2 text and social media posts described as racially insensitive, including one with a dog-owning friend. The friend telling Guyger the dog may be racist. It's okay, the former officer replied. I'm the same.
Amber Guyger getting that 10 years in prison. Some people in the hallway, they were outraged.
She's been 25 to 99. There's no justice for a man's life to be taken, and she gets 10 years.
Botham Jean's mother speaking with reporters after the sentencing.
If Amber Guyger was trained not to shoot in the heart, my son would be standing here today.
This case and trial shining a spotlight on how our nation deals with race, police transparency, and one officer's use of deadly force.
The breaking headline out of Dallas at this hour.
Police chief there calls this a very unique case.
Last September, Amber Guyger, who'd been a police officer for 4 years, was coming home after a 13.5-hour shift. It was around 10 p.m. She lived in apartment 1378 on the 3rd floor. Directly above her in 1478 was Botham Jean's apartment. The St. Lucia native described by his friends and family as a ray of sunshine.
Botham had a love for everything and everyone.
That fateful night, he was home watching television, eating ice cream, when Guyger entered his apartment, saying she thought it was her own, shooting Botham twice, killing him in his own living room.
The idea that someone could walk into an apartment that's not theirs, to somehow convince yourself that that person is in your house committing a crime, and your option is not to back out of the house, but to shoot and kill them. All those factors were incredibly hard to stomach.
She told the jury she accidentally parked on the 4th floor and walked in. When she got to the door, she says, she put the key in and it just opened. At that point, she heard someone inside.
I knew somebody was moving around inside my apartment. I wanted just to find that threat.
She says she saw a figure move toward her. In court, Guyger demonstrated how she says she confronted the person.
I have my gun pointed, and I'm saying, let me see your hands, let me see your hands.
What were you focused on?
Him.
Why did you fire?
I was scared. I was scared this person's apartment was going to hurt me. And I'm so sorry.
And after days of a trial, yesterday, a verdict.
We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Amber Guyger, guilty of murder as charged in the indictment.
This verdict is for them. This verdict is for them.
But for Jean's mother, today after sentencing, that feeling of justice fleeting.
That 10 years in prison is 10 years for her reflection and for her to change her life. But there is much more to be done by the city of Dallas.
Can I give her a hug, please?
As for young Brant Jean, his act of grace, he said, is what his older brother would have wanted. Lead a broken soul to Christ. In this age of anger when many rush in the popular vernacular to throw hands, a young man raised his. Grace, an unmerited gift. When given, it is a sight to see. Guyger could be eligible for parole in 5 years.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.